Hello there, can I get Carl? Oh no.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't know we were doing like hand signals or anything. Also, music gone. Yeah. I didn't realize we were doing like hand signals for anything. So I got
Neither did I, but I was just like, right, I saw him put a thumbs up, I'm just gonna go.
yeah. So I figured like we can, you know what? Yeah, let's go for hand signals now. So welcome to episode. Did we get this mixed up last time?
Yeah, I think we got it wrong last time.
We fucked it up, didn't we? So was it like episode 66 or 67?
So last time was 66, but I think we said it was 65, so this one's 67.
Okay, so yeah, for audio listeners, this is episode 67. For visual listeners, visual watchers. I guess it's the same thing, but once again, we are
Yeah.
streaming this live on Twitch. So for the people watching live on Twitch right now on either my stream or Lucas's stream, just recording the podcast now. We'll do Q&A at the end, but we may refer to chat as and when we feel like it. If we spot something, of note or
Yeah.
worth commenting upon. But with all that out of the way, I need to comment on the fact I'm slightly better lit.
Slightly better lit, yeah.
But this is a ball ache to do, so I might not do it every single week. Because I'd like to bring through the light. Because I figured I've got the lighting for the channel in my bedroom. So I thought, why not bring that through? And I've done it. It does make me look, well, I'm better lit. But fucking hell, is it a ball ache to get these giant professional grade lights around my house?
Yeah, and I was just saying to Carl beforehand, is like, I have those same lights, and I bought them in case I need to record stuff. But I was like, but for the podcast or the streams, when I put that light on, you can't see like the coloured fluorescent rainbow light going on in the background. It was like, well, that kind of sucks because that's why I got the smart light in.
Kind of thing. Also, yes, I am wearing a t-shirt with my face on it. I was recording videos today, and this is one of the ones that I wear for the gym because I'm not going to wear it
Fair
out.
enough.
So I thought I'm just going to wear it to exercise in because I don't want to wear it outside the house and people look at me like, oh, is he wearing a t-shirt with himself on it? What a loser.
See, I walk
don't
around
know.
like I've got a LegendOfKanto jacket, and I'll walk
That's just
around
advertising, isn't it?
like with it on, and it's just got like the logo of my face right here, and I'm sure people must look at it and go, is that meant to be him?
Is he wearing a t-shirt with his own face on it? What a baller. 'Cause I ain't got the confidence to pull it off, so I won't do that. But yeah, how you been?
Yeah, I am good, and even though I told myself about 20 times I shouldn't be, I'm very excited for after this stream.
Yes. So should we talk about that?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, we're going to be talking about it, I guess, a lot in a few hours when we do our Borderlands stream, but
Yeah.
it's about to be the Nintendo Direct, and it's like the first proper Nintendo Direct that isn't focused on one specific game or franchise that we've had in like a year and a half.
Am I thinking as well that, like a lot of the other Nintendo Directs, they'll just drop this out of nowhere?
So last night they just announced it and went, "Oh hey,
Nintendo's like the
it's
last.
like a fucking Wednesday in the middle of February, so I guess it's time to do a 50-minute video of what's coming next, like this year."
Yeah. Because am I right in thinking Nintendo's like the last company around who still does that thing of, yeah, here's a new game, it's out tomorrow.
Yeah. And they love doing shadow drops, especially with like indie games.
I like that. I really like
I love
shadow
it.
drops.
And even when it's like not necessarily a shadow drop, but what they do with Paper Mario, where they tweeted out a trailer, went, "Oh hey, new Paper Mario for Switch is coming out in 2 months. Cool." And it's
Yeah, I like that.
what? Okay.
Because we've talked before, I just abhor and just intensely dislike the hype cycle.
Yeah.
I hate that I am now a part of it as a content creator. I hate that I have to talk about it and discuss it and be asked about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing worse than, like, for example, tonight, I'm presuming there's going to be something about Smash.
Well, they've put in the tweet that the only thing they've confirmed is going to be in there is some announcement of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate News, presumably a new character.
So that's going to be the new character. I know for a fact that for easily the next week or two, that's going to be something I'm going to be asked about at least 24 times.
I mean, we'll literally stream and Smash tomorrow evening.
Yeah, so we're going to be asked about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I turned around to Jenna and was like, well, I'm going to be watching this after the podcast before we stream our next stream because I have to. Otherwise, every bit of news in that stream is going to be ruined for me as soon as we go on Borderlands.
Yeah, it's going to be something you got asked about immediately.
Yes.
And it's just that thing of, like, yeah, I get it. It's fun. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, it's frustrating when I'm forced to comment on it.
Yeah,
because people will just ask over and over and over again. It's also as well, I don't really get to take things in my own time anymore. Like yourself, I need to watch that as it happens.
Yeah.
Because I happen to be streaming this evening, and if I don't watch it, I'm going to be asked about it constantly, and like I say, just get constantly spoiled on it.
Exactly, yeah. And it's one of those things of it's a minor complaint for
Yeah,
having a nice, fun job like this, but
yeah, it's
yeah, it, as you say, it kind of takes a bit of the appeal and fun away from it at times.
yeah, it's the most first world of first world problem. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, I have to consume content that I like straight away, which I was going to do anyway, but I don't have the choice not to anymore.
It's just
But
that little thing in the back of your head where it's like, I was gonna watch it, but now I'm being forced to watch it.
I
It's
kind
like,
of have
God
to.
damn it.
At least though, we don't do that thing of recording ourselves watching it and then uploading it with a thumbnail was doing this.
See,
Just
that's the
like
thing
them
is, I remember, was it like the Sephiroth one where Charlie was like, oh, hey, let's just jump on a stream and like all
play,
do
yeah.
it. And it was quite fun, but yeah, what gets me is A, the Macaulay Culkin face on every thumbnail, but B, what you always point out to me is you always search for the trailer like the day after.
And it is people's reaction to it that comes up.
It's incredible, like Nintendo's official Sephiroth trailer and the official trailer's 10th down on the YouTube search terms.
Yeah, from the official Nintendo account. Because you think if I'm searching for Sephiroth Smash Bros, the day after the trailer drops, I want to watch the trailer, not someone's reaction to the trailer. It's ridiculous. And like, fair play to the people for pulling that off, but it doesn't stop me hating them any less. Like, I fucking abhor it. But speaking of just unforeseen and just disadvantages of being a known figure online, today I got a message, Lucas. I'm just gonna bring up my phone now, and I'm gonna read out. It's a message from my accountant.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna read it out now. It says here, have you ordered something from Amazon? We've just received something at the office. Yeah. Yeah, and I responded, no. Question mark. Yeah, something has come from Amazon with your name on it. Lucas, this has happened before, so do you want to tell people what am I talking about? What's happened?
So more than likely, this will be, I presume, a fan has tried to send something to Karl, who asks people to not send him things, doesn't have a PO box for that very reason, and doesn't have his address listed publicly. But obviously, your business has to have a public address.
Which is listed as a unrelated building in a place in England I do not live, and is an accountant's office. It is a one building, just office with like 8 people in it who handle like 50 other clients, including me.
Yeah, so when they turn around and go, I'm going to send something to Karl. Oh, Karl doesn't have a PO box. Oh, he said don't send him things. Well, I guess I'll just find his business details and send it to whatever fucking building is listed for that.
Yeah, and like we are in a pandemic, so just sending someone a package out of the blue, I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I wouldn't anyway. Like if people are open to like having a PO box, send it there. But if people don't have one, then take that as a sign they don't want shit sending to them, let alone in a pandemic.
Yeah, and what happens is my accountant, they throw all this stuff away. They have to ask me, obviously, because it's directed to me. It's like, did you order something? Is this something related to the business? Is this like bank details, something like that? So they send me a picture of it because they're not allowed to open it without my permission.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, look at the return to sender address, and I go, I recognize that name. Go into my email inbox. It's a sponsor.
God damn it.
So it's a guy who reached out. I want you to sponsor, I think it's a book or something like that. And he's taken the initiative of sending me a copy of their book. And it's like, yeah. So to that guy, it's been thrown straight in the fucking bin. And I'm definitely not going to do business with him anymore.
Fair enough. And
I guess we've got chat here now, so I've got the opportunity to ask people. Would you want to do business with somebody who, without being prompted, unannounced, whilst knowing that you don't like this sort of thing, sent you a package out of the blue? Would you want to do business with that person?
Like, it's weird because they already have obviously emailed you about a business proposition and have that open contact with you. And the fact that their first thought was not to just send you an email going, oh, hey, we would like to send you this thing. Can we send it across to you? Like, that would be the only way I would see it happening. And for some reason, that's not what their first thought.
And I've had a couple of those where it's like we did one, me and you recorded a video where it's a sponsorship for a guy who's sells t-shirts.
Yes.
And he did offer, I'll send you one of the t-shirts. Like, tell me which one you want, I'll send you it. It's like, I can't, because I'd have to give you my address, and I don't want you to send something to my address because I don't have it publicly listed anywhere. also in a pandemic.
And again, this is why people have PO boxes, because if they are open to things like sponsors sending them goodies, then they have the PO box there, so they're not giving away personal details.
And someone says, if they're going to do something like be clever about it, make it something fun. No. The answer is no. The answer is don't invade people's fucking personal space if they don't want you to do it. And there's no trick question to this. You just don't fucking do that.
I would always as well ask permission to send something to people, because regardless of whether it's something nice or not, if I got a package delivered to my address out of the blue and I didn't know who it's from, I'd still be a bit skeptical.
Yeah, and that's why, like I was saying, like people have asked to send stuff, and I was like, no, it's fine, don't send anything through. Like, when I used to be at the office, I think when we did a collaboration with Ross Boomsocks, he sent me a care package to my actual office, and I don't mind that, but I can't get to that office anymore because it's fucking shut.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Again, like if you have another means of someone to send it and can ask, then yeah, fair enough. But don't just try and find an address linked to somebody and send them random shit.
Also, I just noticed when I scroll across with my mouse, it appears on screen. Yeah! I'm going to put your nose with it. I'm going to pick your nose with it. There we go.
Oh, no. No, what?
Leave my nose. I'm going to leave it in the middle of my screen because I know someone out there gets annoyed by it. There we go.
The thing is, I don't know how you've done it then. Because, like, I've captured and cropped Discord so that I don't think my mouse...
I don't know how it's done, but it's on screen. I can wave it around right now. That's going to show up in the recording afterwards. But, yeah, I don't get what goes through someone's head when that happens.
No, I don't know.
I want to know what they think is going to happen. Because I've never met anyone who would appreciate just a random point of contact out of the blue from somebody they don't know.
Yeah, and I think the only time I can think in my head is like, you know, when you see those streamers that like got PS5 sent to the house out of the blue, and it's like, if something was marked from Sony, like, yeah, maybe if it's a big company that have no reason to send something dodgy to my address.
I'm also as well not going to make the joke of if someone sent me a PS5, I'd be all right with that because someone will fucking send a PS5 and I feel really bad about it.
Again, not a PS5. The fact that it was sent from a respectable company is what would like make it not okay, but make me a little bit less uncertain about the whole situation.
I also as well don't feel bad taking something from a giant faceless corporation that makes billions of dollars a year.
Exactly, yeah.
And like, but just that's something that happened today. Just my account. I every time it happens, I apologize to my accountant and say, "There's no need to apologize. This is why we set the business up here. We just need to know if it's official correspondence or whether to dispose of it. Because people wondering, it gets disposed of immediately.
Yeah,
it does not get open. It gets thrown straight into the bin. Because I know, even though I'm saying out loud, I do not want this. I do not appreciate it. Someone out there is going to hear, oh, but there's a way to contact cats that you won't. No. It's not going to get opened. It's not going to get seen. It's going to get thrown straight into a bin.
And I know you've mentioned before that people have said like, oh, hey, I've sent you like some drink or something to the office. Like, did you get it? And it's like, well, no.
Straight in the bin.
It goes straight in the bin. And that means you've wasted your time and money on a valuable thing to try and send it to me.
Yeah.
It's like, don't bother because it's literally a waste.
It's also, I can't get it.
No.
I can't get to my accountant's office. No. They only go in there like once a week to check their mail, which is how they found it. Like they're all working from home.
Baffling.
As they should be.
Yeah, it's bizarre the amount of times that you've mentioned this, and yet people don't seem to get it through their heads. Like, I've seen you mention it on different social platforms and on this podcast before, and yet you still get people doing it. And there will no doubt be people do it again in the future for some fucking
Well, that's just like, something that happened today and was like, oh man. What a great thing to start my day. Because I woke up feeling pretty good and went, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I've got to deal with this again. Because now I've got to have it out with a guy. Because I've got his email address. Like, we're in the middle of like discussing a potential sponsor thing. And I'm wondering, is he going to like try and defend it? I'm like, well, I didn't mean to. I'm not going to fucking work with you now. Why would I work with someone who did this?
And that's the thing is, hopefully they can take that as a life lesson and just a moment of learning and just move on. But
it's they won't.
Very unlikely that a lot of people that would think to do that in the first place will take it that way.
Of course, yes. But other than that, not much has happened to me this week. But what about yourself? Anything interesting? Anything out of the blue, unexpected?
No, not really. Like,
There's
got
not much happens, is
there's
there?
not much happening. But last weekend, I did manage to buy a replacement drum pedal for Rock Band. So we played a bit of Rock Band for the first time in like a year.
I am so, like just tentatively hype for how excited everyone seems to be for the idea of all playing Rock Band because I
Yeah.
think Nietzsche was tweeting out, I've got a drum kit for Rock Band.
Well, like,
And then,
yeah, that's the thing is, I've got the basic set, but me being a person who actually learned drums when I was younger a bit, not pro or anything, just amateur, but
mhm,
like I still don't have working cymbals for the set, and they're the thing that cost a shit ton of money, and people are like selling them for hundreds of dollars for the full set, and I'm like, oh, this is bad, and that's why like
yeah,
I tweeted out jokingly, just like, if anyone wants to, sell me Rock Band and not gouge me for fucking everything I've got, like hit me up. But obviously, those things are just like going, like the availability of them is just going down and down because they haven't been produced in years,
they're
and the
only going to
price is going further and further up. And
people who have them know what they've got. They know how
yeah,
much they're worth.
for sure.
It's one of those things where we just talked about don't send me stuff I don't want, but in a world where we're able to actually meet up, if like we talked about, we're going to do like fan meetups, and we've got a bar
Yeah.
tentatively again worked out to have like a bi-monthly just meet up with fans where we'll set up stuff like Guitar Hero and things like that.
Yeah,
It
for
would be a
sure.
thing of if a fan out there has it, if you can bring it to the event, I'll buy it off you. Bring it to the event, I'll buy it off you, and I'll pay you for your time and your effort to bring it there, and then like we'll just add it to the collection of shit we've got at the office.
Yeah, and it to be fair, like it did make me super hyped to have a proper night of getting a big group together and playing Rock Band again. Because even just me in general playing it is like
It
really
brings
fun.
it back,
But
yeah.
and then I load up Rock Band 4, and it's like, oh okay, calculating your downloaded content. It's like 10 minutes later. Click on it. You have like 585 songs available. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, like this
it's gonna
is
be so
why
good.
I've spent 15 years building up a Rock Band library.
No, I'm like just quietly hyped for when we're able to
Yeah.
do that. It's something I'm genuinely looking forward to being able to do when we all come out of lockdown.
Yeah, because we mentioned it last week, and I just started looking again. Like, I need to
See,
start building this back up.
I think like Nisha's going for the Wii, but you've got all yours on Xbox. So it's something that we'll have to like discuss in more detail in the future.
Exactly. Yeah,
But,
that's the thing is
but
because I'd be less arsed if I didn't have nearly 600 songs on my Xbox all on one game,
it
and
makes
that's
sense.
just pop it on and we're sorted for the entire night.
Yeah, it makes sense just to get everything for that, just because of the sake of the amount of extra content that we have. But I just there's something weird and just like oddly, I guess it's like a millennial thing. Because I guess like Zoomers, I think I don't know, Gen Z, they haven't had chance to grow up and be nostalgic for the things they grew up with yet. We
Yeah,
have,
yeah, for sure.
and the things we're nostalgic for though are like technology, and technology is like finite by its design.
Yeah,
It goes obsolete after like, it gets replaced every couple of years. So the things that me and you are nostalgic for, like stuff like Guitar Hero, how the fuck, like what are you going to do like in 10, 15 years?
yeah. And this is what I was saying to Jenna. I was like, and whenever anyone says to me, do you have regrets in life? And I'm like, no, because the things that I did got me where I am now and got, a nice life with Jenna and working with you. And
Yeah.
I can't say I regret anything other than not buying all the fucking Rock Band 4 instruments when they came out and just stockpiling them.
Because they only get more expensive as time goes on.
Yeah.
And I'm in that same vein where, as a kid, like by necessity, I traded in all my games. It's the
Yeah,
only
I
way
did
I
that a
could
lot,
get new
yeah.
games, trading in all my games to get a new game. And just now I'm an adult. I think it might show up a little bit on camera. You can see like behind me is like my shelf, the other YouTuber shelf of gaming shit.
Yeah.
There's like a PS2 and a GameCube and a PS1 in there, but there's like I've still got a bunch of games I don't have anymore. I'm nostalgic for as an adult that I'd love to play again, is to experience them one more time.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. And
And I
I'm
can't.
missing a lot of it, especially at my Nintendo library because Nintendo games keep value a lot more. So when I was like struggling for money in uni and things like that, and
Just tell 'em.
just selling things off, and like when we turned around, oh yeah, we should stream some Borderlands 2. I just looked to the side where I've got like all my Xbox and PlayStation games and went, yeah, Borderlands 2. Well, I guess I sold that at some point, and I'm just like, great.
It's just it's it's weird. It's weird to think that as well. The things that I'm nostalgic for from my youth, just like my dad, like the things he's nostalgic for. He like art games as well, but like arcade games, and arcade games are always getting fucking re-released.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like one of those like shitty what are they called? I forget what they're called. They're not Joy Cons, joysticks.
Joysticks,
like
yeah.
1,000 inbuilt arcade games that you can buy.
Like that dumb Capcom one, which was the giant Capcom logo, and it's like,
Well,
what?
you're not going to be able to have anything like that for I don't know, like Medieval. Like that's a bad example because they did a remake of it.
I was going to say, I literally have that on PS4, but yeah.
But are they ever going to release like a Bloody Raw 2?
Yeah.
Just standalone arcade handheld thing you can plug into your TV. They're not, are they? And that game's gone. For all intents and purposes, it's gone. You can't play anymore. But I want to play it. I want to play Bloody Raw 2. Fucking love Bloody Raw 2.
And that's why I think so many people clamour for, with Nintendo stuff, like, oh, Nintendo Switch Online has that NES and SNES library. And everyone's like, okay, keep doing it. Like, keep doing that because we want those N64 weird games and the weird Game Boy Advance games on there. And, like,
Yeah.
a lot of the time there is just no way to play that on modern technology. Like, I want to go back and play Ocarina of Time on a big TV, and I have to, like, buy adapters for my 4K TV now, and it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing with, like, PlayStation. I've got PS4 sat right next to me used for recording. Like, you don't play PS3 games.
No.
I've got, like, 30, 40 PS3 games behind me. I can't play them. Because my PS3 works, but my controllers don't.
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
because PlayStation has proprietary fucking charging cables for the PS3, they don't charge.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Sony has proprietary charging cables for all of its stuff. So I've got PSP. That's the fucking, like, it's got PS1 games on it. I can't play it because I ain't got a fucking charger for it anymore.
And
Again,
I have,
proprietary charger.
Yeah, I had that with the Wii U recently of, like, oh, man, I've lost my charger for my Wii U, and, like, we were going back to play Wind Waker HD, and I have, like, a giant tower of boxes of, like, office boxes, and I've categorized all my wires, so, like, Nintendo consoles and stuff, going through it all. Well, can't find my charger. Then it's like, oh, what about any other Nintendo charger? No, they specifically have, like, a Wii U gamepad charger.
Yeah. I like as well. I've got your system, but I have shoe boxes instead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because every year, I don't know if I told this story on the podcast or what, but you may have noticed for, like, what, 5-6 years, I wore the same pair of shoes.
Yes, yeah.
That's because I found one pair of shoes I really liked, and then every year for Christmas, my dad bought me the same pair of shoes. He just bought me the same pair of shoes again, and then that pair of shoes become my going out shoes, and then the old ones become like my workout or gym shoes or whatever. So I have like just 6 identical shoe boxes, each of which has like a different era of gaming. It's like one for all my GameCube wires, one for my PS2, PS1, one that has like my Game Boy stuff in it, one that has assorted cables and old phones and memory cards and things like that in it. It just keeps going and going and going. And every year I look over whenever I move and look, and I've got these shoe boxes stacks. Like, they're ready. They're waiting. I don't use them much, but when people want to come around, if they want to play fucking SNES, it's there. The cables are in there. They're waiting. They're ready.
And that's the thing is, for a long time, I had just like that man drawer, and it's like, all the cables are just like
everywhere.
A big bundle together. There's no like getting them apart from one another. You have no idea what cable is which. So when I moved flat last time, I was like, no, if I'm gonna move into like have an office space, I did that thing where I got like a shoe organizer for all of my my controllers and put that on the door, and that's a really good idea, by the way. And it like fits a couple of controllers in each one. Then just went, let's get some like office drawers and label each one like, here's my Nintendo wires, and spoil them all up so they don't tangle with one another. And I'd recommend it to anyone that wants to keep old stuff because it makes your life 10 times easier.
Yeah, because I've said that when I eventually get my own place, I'm gonna get those like super classy display boxes.
Oh yeah,
you can get the clear ones. I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 of them. I'm just gonna put like my PlayStation 2 in it. Yeah, with one controller and then one game that I like, and I'll have that.
And that's the thing. I think I'd also like to buy up some like extra pads and cut the wires off them for display purposes and stuff. Yeah. Because I did that for like my old Rock Band wired controller that was on its way out anyway and doesn't work on the Xbox One. You need wireless ones. Yeah. I was like, well, this one's not going to be used anymore, and I want it for display purposes. But every time I display it, you've got this like 8-foot wire just dangling about everywhere. It's like, no, it's It's gone.
Oh man, but we all know the best one of those was the one for the Xbox 360 for Guitar Hero. That was the Flying V.
Yeah,
Because that was the
yeah.
USB one.
And I love them. And I think I've got one of the Beatles one that people really like, the Rockenbacker. But I never got the Rock Band 4 Jaguar controller, like the Fender Jaguar, and I love that. It's like really super sleek design, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
goddamn.
I just like the Flying V because that's the guitar that I have. Because there's just a Flying V in my bedroom. It's like, yeah.
Oh, Flying V is just a classic guitar.
It's cool as fuck, but I can't play it because it's impossible to rest on your knee, so you have to play it standing up.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. And I've also got, I'll see if I can find it. Actually, yeah, you can just Google it. Actually, I'll find it. I want to find a picture. Huh? So this is this is the guitar that I bought for myself, and I got a really good deal on this. And it's super, super fucking stupid, and I hate it. Looks ridiculous, but I think it's one of those things that I am gonna, again, when I get my own place, nail it to a fucking wall. So have a look. It's on the Discord, Lucas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if people want to see what I'm send Lucas to search the Jackson V guitar.
And
I've got that one.
Oh god, I love those type of ones.
It's so sharp. It's so scary.
Super sharp. Like I can't remember what it's called. Like the Explorer one as well, where it's just like the X shape, and it's like, oh yeah, I love those type of guitars.
So the Jackson V, I really like it. It has very low action, and action, I think that's the right term for it. It's how close the strings are to the neck. Because I've got really bad grip in this hand, so I need guitars with super low action to be able to play them like at all, really.
Right.
And I just remember that one and being like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's so fucking cool.
And yeah, I can't tell you whether your guitar terminology is correct or not. I think I had
it's action.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's been a while since I've spoke to someone about music. I've got a friend of mine who's super fucking good at guitar, and I don't like playing my guitars anymore because he's so much better than I am. I feel bad when I play the guitars and I'm really bad, and then he comes in and plays it. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, when I was learning drums, I met a lot of people playing guitars, but I can't remember anything. There's like a couple of times when people showed me chords and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, I don't remember any of it.
I can't play chords. I'm really bad at chords, because I do not have the dexterity in my hand. I'd play power chords. But I play power chords and I play drop D, so anyone who plays guitar knows that I don't know how to play guitar, but it sounds like I can play guitar. If I play it and no one knows what I'm doing, it's just cheating.
Yeah. It's like, always looks impressive to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, I guess it's the same with drums, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's probably some really simple loops you can play that sound impressive, but I'm not really doing anything here.
Yeah, and when I've played even Rock Band with all the cymbals and stuff with friends, people are like, oh man, you can play drums, and I can't play drums for shit. Yeah. I know people that have played drums for a couple of years that can kick my ass.
Yeah, and I'll still think one of the coolest things I've seen at a house party. At a house party, you always have one dickhead who plays guitar. And
of course, yeah.
And everybody hates that guy.
Yeah.
I remember I was at a house party, and there was a set of drums in one room. And obviously, everyone goes in and just bangs on the drums like a knobhead.
Mm.
But just once, this really drunk girl I went to in college.
Oh, okay.
And I was in her form or something like that. And we didn't speak much, but she was really quiet. And she was super wasted. She went into the room, sat down at the drums, and just played drums for 30 minutes. And everyone's like, who knew she could do this? And she never talked about it ever again.
Oh, man. The only time I've had a good experience with that is it wasn't necessarily a flat party, but more I guess a gathering, as you would classify it, of maybe a dozen or so people having drinks and stuff when we went around to our mate's flat. And they had a keyboard and electric drum kit. And we were drunk at 1 o'clock in the morning and ended up jamming out to Pokemon Lavender Town theme and trying to or the Pokemon Tower, the creepy, and trying to make a rocked up version of that drunk. And it was that's fun as fuck.
Yeah, because I've got that friend of mine, he's really, really fucking good at guitar. And because he's been stuck in lockdown, all he's been doing is playing guitar.
Oh, fair.
Every single day, he just sends me a Snapchat of him playing his guitar. And I'm like, God, he's so fucking good. He's so much better than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now embarrassed to pick mine up and try and play. But one day I will. One day I'll go back to playing guitar. I'll pick it back up.
We can keep telling ourselves, Carl.
Yeah, same thing I tell myself all the time. I'll learn to play it one day. And the guy did a bunch of subs. because of you said you play drums. So cheers to that guy, Two Gun Toast.
Oh, cool.
Which I guess we can use as a jumping off. Something I saw today, and I'm not sure how to react to it. Because I think it's a conversation we've had, and it was just a conversation I happened upon in your daily scrolling about the idea of people donating money to streamers, in particular and specifically very rich streamers. And do you remember the conversation we had on stream while a little bit drunk about this?
Vaguely, yes. It was like a couple of weeks ago, right?
Where I accidentally depressed myself thinking about a hypothetical that has probably happened more than once.
So like kids asking for, money on Twitch, and the parents not quite realizing why they're asking for the money. So like, yeah, whatever. And then in this hypothetical, the kid is going to, a massive streamer, say Ninja, for example, and donating their birthday present money to Ninja, who's earning like millions of dollars every year.
And I depressed myself thinking about that. Even though it was a hypothetical I made up, it made me feel sad to imagine. I pictured my mum when I was talking about that. Like my mum, who worked really fucking hard and is looking after my sister. And I just imagined if my sister was into streaming, which she's not, thank God. Just asking for birthday money, taking the birthday money, and then going to donate it to fucking Ninja or some other millionaire, and how just hollow I would feel upon hearing that. And it's probably happened at least once.
Oh, many a time, I'm sure. And imagine, okay, let's, look at it from the kid's perspective. All they're doing is, oh, hey, person I like on the internet, here's some money. I really enjoy watching you, and I think, here's a nice thing to do. And that's a perfectly valid thing from the kid's perspective. I don't question that. But the fact that, then the parent finds out and goes, oh, that hard-earned money...
Yeah,
and the nice present that I've given to my child has gone to pay a millionaire.
Yeah, and I'm thinking
playing games.
I'm thinking how hollow you would feel as the parent in that situation.
Mm.
Like say if you are like a single parent or something like that.
Yeah.
And you try to do the best you can. You ask them what they want, and they say, "I want Twitch bits," and you're like, you know what fucking bits are.
Mm-hmm.
You just know it's like something your kid likes. It's something on their computer.
Yeah.
You find out how to get these. You give them the money, the code, whatever. You ask your chat, so what do you do with the bits? And say, oh, I gave it to, again, like Ninja. So who's that? And then you Google that person's name, and you see the headline, Ninja paid $50 million to go on Mixer.
Yeah.
And you realize that you spent an entire day working to get that present for your kid, and they threw it at a fucking millionaire.
And, this is something that happens on a global scale every day, but with it being Twitch streaming, it's different because it's going to an individual person, and you can see that face, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's, I guess, similar to buying a fucking CD for an artist that you like. It's nothing different, but when it's just a person sitting on a stream, it feels different.
Yeah, like buying a CD. You're getting something out of it. I guess you are getting something out of it when you don't donate money. But just that hypothetical just made me so fucking sad.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and thought about it the next day, God, that's fucking awful. I would feel so gutted.
But we mentioned it on that stream as well of a lot of parents going oh, okay, well, let's give you some V-Bucks for Fortnite.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of places have their own currency, because there is that bit of that dissonance between real money and the virtual money. But yeah, here's some V-Bucks for Fortnite, or here's some points for your FIFA Ultimate Team. Oh, so what did that $10 worth of V-Bucks actually get you? Oh, it got me a dance for my virtual character.
Yeah.
So no new content or things you can use. No, it lets my character do a different dance.
And I'm just thinking just put myself in the shoes of a single parent who worked all day, because this has got to have happened with how many millions of people play those games and support these streamers. That has to have happened. Just
guaranteed,
just law of probability, it has to have happened at least once. And the idea that it might have happened, it's I feel bad thinking about if I was in that situation. I can't imagine how it feels if I was in it.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, I don't mind the idea when it's an adult who has their own income, who can see these kind of things happening and go, okay, well, I can evaluate my situation and give some money to somebody I enjoy watching.
Mhm.
But when there's that two-step process of like the parent giving their money to a kid who doesn't really understand what they're doing,
Yeah.
that then spending their parents' money on a millionaire, and it's like, oh, that's when it gets a little bit different for me.
I do not feel clean discussing or thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be curious what other people. We've got a chat here. Like, how do you feel about that? And maybe we'll go through some in a bit. But God, it makes me feel like it hurts me inside to think
It
about.
does. But I also, as I've said, like I've supported creators in the past that I enjoy watching, and I get the idea that these guys are providing free content, and I want to reward the entertainment they've given me in a small way that I can, whether it's like donating money or going out and like buying merch and stuff like that. So I always understand it, but yeah, it's a bit different when you put it into your head like, oh, but I know a lot of these Twitch streamers appeal to children.
And then they go out of their way to foster those parasocial relationships.
And I guess that's why we constantly not make an active attempt to like tell kids to get out of our stream or anything like that, but we make a conscious effort to try to appeal to older viewers, I guess.
And as well, just like completely just shut down parasocial relationships. Like the start of this stream was me going, fuck off with like trying to send me shit in the mail. But I just saw like that discussion and it reminded me of that one. And I thought, oh God, yeah, I need to talk about it again because I keep thinking about it. And it really makes me upset.
This imaginary family in Carl's head that's getting ripped off by streamers.
Like probability says it has to have happened at least once, and the fact that it's happened makes me really upset.
Yeah, and I will say that I don't think it's the responsibility of the streamer to be conscious of who is donating to them. I do think it is a case of like, yeah, these are different times, and you have to be like teaching your children the responsibility of like using money online, and maybe teaching them what that donation is going towards, or like where their money is being used, or like your money, but their money that you give to them. And again, it's that thing where we were talking about like, oh well, how responsible is Ninja to teach people not to be racist and stuff? And it's like,
he's like, no, it's not my job. It's not my job to teach people not to be racist. Yeah, but it's your moral responsibility, dickhead.
But it is a moral responsibility to like shut that shit down when you see things that are wrong. But it's also definitely not a streamer's responsibility to sit every kid down and teach them that in the first place.
But the one that I do like though is the video or the clip that goes around every now and again, and you must have seen it. It's the girl who gets money donated to her and then tells the guy it's not enough.
I don't think I've actually seen that.
Okay, it was a viral clip that went round. It's like, oh, like, look how entitled streamers are, and it's this girl getting a donation from a guy, I think like $5, $10 or something, and saying it's not enough.
Right.
And that girl got fucking slated for it. And it turns out, if you actually do some research on it, instead of just hating the thing, like her shtick online is financially humiliating men.
Right, and I think I've seen this person, but not that video. I think I've seen like a different video of her, yeah.
Yeah, and it's her shtick is like men send her money and they get off on the idea of being like human. It's basically the dominatrix, but she takes your money and makes money for that.
Because I think I know who you're talking about. I think I've done the same thing of like, look up who this person is, and it's like, oh, this seems like a horrible thing to be doing to people. And it's like, no, men are paying to be humiliated. That's kind of like, I guess, a fetish kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give someone guff for what they get off on, but like that is a fucking hustle.
That is a hustle, but taken out of context, it does look so incredibly bad. And that's the thing is, how many people saw that and called them a horrible person, sent messages to them, compared to the percentage of people that actually went and checked, oh, who is she? Like, what does this person do? Yeah.
I didn't even need to do it because I saw it when it's probably that, because I was aware of financial dominatrixes, because a couple of my friends are like really into or pro sex work.
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
talked
of
about it
course, yeah.
before, and they've told me like the dream for them is to get into that because that is the holy fucking grail, isn't it?
I can imagine, yeah.
Men give you money, and then you tell them it's not enough, and they give you more.
Oh,
That
God.
is the fucking dream right there. Those people are living their absolute best life.
They
That
are,
is
and
the easiest job in the world.
every now and then you see kind of like, I don't really understand that mentality of wanting women to do that to you, but then you kind of see like the submissive person come out every now and then of like, oh, that giant 9 foot tall Resident Evil lady, and everyone's like, please step on me, miss. It's like,
It's the
okay,
same one of like, I don't understand men who want to be stepped on in high heels, but it's a thing people do.
it is, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and no
But just
shame to that, but it's
oh shit, yeah.
something that I didn't understand when I saw that clip and had to do a bit of research, and then it's like, okay, I've seen it in a different context now, and fair enough, I guess. Like, you do you, you hustle that game.
Yeah, you do it. You earn that money. And the thing is, though,
Yeah.
like, that is, it's weirdly more wholesome than what some streamers do. Because at
Yeah.
least she's upfront and honest, and the people who do that upfront and honest about what they're doing and what it's all about, and it is a completely mutual, transaction between
Yes.
those people of like they understand what they're getting and they get what they pay for. But then
Oh
you like
God.
look at all the stuff of the image that I always bring up is the screenshot that floats around of potentially one of the most depressing fucking interactions on Twitch ever, and it is a guy, I don't even know the name, but it's a comment on a Twitch stream that someone's just like screenshotted
Right.
and like kept for posterity of a guy. Just finished work, here's your share, and they donate like $20. And then
Ooh.
the next message they send is, "You didn't see my donation. Here's a bit more." And that again, it gets me in the fucking
Oh God.
soul to picture what your life would have to be like to get in that situation.
Yeah. Oh. I hate that idea of I have donated, therefore I demand your attention.
But also as well,
But
I'm working and I'm saying I work and I give you the money. It's
yeah,
your
the
shit.
idea that here's your share. Like, you've earned your share of my paycheck. It's like, no. No one's earned a share of your paycheck other than you and apparently the government. But that's a different fucking discussion to be had.
Pay your taxes. But I also as well want to just acknowledge something a guy posted in chat of one, I'm not talking to Adam, I'm talking to Lucas. Also, do you suffer from depression? That is a very inappropriate question to ask strangers on the internet.
It is, yes.
Like, no, like, hate on people like for mental health troubles, but do not ask fucking strangers about them. It is something that people, if they want to talk about it, they can talk about it. Don't fucking ask. It's very, very rude.
It really is, and we've discussed it somewhere before of like, you know, asking people like, oh, do you have depression or do you have anxiety or are you having problems with your weight at the moment? And it's like shit like that. If they want to discuss it and bring it up, that's their prerogative. But don't fucking ask a stranger that.
Yeah. Also, don't bring it up, like up unprompted. So we talked about at the very start of lockdown.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people, we all struggled with like weight and stuff like that because we couldn't go out, we couldn't exercise. Everyone
yeah.
kind of indulged themselves, like takeaways, beer, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
The amount of people who sent me messages and tweets and emails, Carl, are you okay? You're looking fat in your videos. Like, I'm fucking stuck inside
Oh, God's
constantly.
sake.
Also, fuck you, dude. Why would you say that to a stranger?
Yeah, it's multiple levels of that, isn't it? Of like, A, why would you say it to a stranger? B, like, so what if I have put on weight? It's none of your fucking business. And C, most of us have put on a bit of fucking weight because we're locked down for like, nearly a year at this point.
Also, D, fuck you, buddy. It's not even. It needs to be clarified. Just the fuck you, buddy.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it?
That really is.
But yeah, to that dude, I've not banned you, but don't do that shit again.
Yeah, just a life lesson right there. Please don't ask people that shit, especially not strangers, unprompted.
I get that it says Q&A, but that's not the kind of Q&A we're going for. Oh. And as well, I'd just love to put myself in someone's situation like that of, oh, here's a stranger on the internet.
Mhm.
They're doing Q&A. I know what to ask them. Let's ask them a deeply personal question about their mental health while they're on camera.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, isn't it? Of a lot of people will either do stuff like that or maybe like the opposite of bring their own like bad situation up on a stream chat.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult while I'm trying to sit there and play games of like I'm really sorry that you're having a tough time, but my job here is to, like, I guess, play a game and be entertaining. And it's very difficult to then look at a message and be like, you know, X bad thing happened. I won't bring up any examples. It's like, it kind of gives me that pause of like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm not being a dickhead, and I'm really sorry if I offend people by saying this, but like, you know, it is hard to stay in that positive attitude when you've got people just dropping bombshells like that.
Yeah, and it is that thing of like, it feels selfish to say you're really bringing me down with this, but I'm not equipped to deal with it. And also, I've not put myself out there, and I don't think it's fair to dump that on a stranger.
Yeah, because I think that's the part that gets me is like, I don't know how to respond because I don't even know you, and I don't know your situation. Like, it is tough, and I'm not trying to spin it just on my end. Like, I don't feel equipped to give a good response and be able to, you know, talk a person down in any kind of way from that situation. I'm not very helpful.
There's also got that little selfish part of me that's like, if I do this for one person, that's fucking it.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
That's it, I'm done. I will never get any free time ever, because then everyone's like, well, my problems. I also want to talk to Karl about my problems.
Yeah, like, we're here to entertain, not to be a therapist, essentially, you know what I mean? And like, I appreciate that people are having a lot of tough times, especially at the moment, but I guess, like, you know, it's similar to going to see a comedian and then being like, yeah, but my life's crap. It's like, but I'm the one here to try and cheer you up. Like, why are you trying to bring me down?
Oh, no, Pagliacci, don't do it. But I'm reminded of there's a great scene in the show Heroes in the earlier seasons. Do you remember Heroes? They all
Yeah.
People get superpowers, but the guy who gets like the ability to read minds.
Yeah.
Great scene where this happens, where he's in a bar and he just sits down, gets a beer, and the bartender asks him that question, like, "You okay, buddy?"
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Well, now you ask." And he reads the bartender's mind. The bartender, if you say anything other than things, I'm all right, thanks. Just want to enjoy my beer. I will smash this glass over your head. And he goes, you know what? I'm fine. Cheers for the beer. Have a good day. And it's like, yeah, that thing of like, I'm asking, but I don't want you to give. I don't want an answer. I'm doing it to be polite.
Yeah, of course. And I found that a bit of a strange thing, and working in restaurants, like working especially in Nando's, because it was like city centre, we get a lot of tourists in, and obviously tourists are from any country in the world you can think of different people, and it's a very British thing to be like, oh, hi, you're right. Like, that's a greeting.
Yeah, and people just say, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
even if you're not fine,
in Britain, it is just like saying hello and going, yeah, I'm all right, is like saying hi back. But then you say it to a lot of people who aren't British, and they take it very literally. And sometimes it puts you in a very awkward situation where, like, you're serving someone like at a table, and all of a sudden you're getting the life story. It's like, oh, okay.
It's weird to think that, isn't it? But it's like who comes to Britain and expects British people to be open and emotional? You're playing with fire right there. You've got no one to blame but yourself, expecting a British person.
Oh God, it is very, very strange, and you can kind of immediately tell that we are British streamers rather than like American streamers from the fact that we're not so like crazy and open, and yeah, it's a very different vibe.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Of I greatly value my privacy, as I think most people do, because it's like privacy is one of those things that once it's gone, you can't get it back.
Yeah, true.
It's like once it's gone, you're not getting it back. It's like your virginity.
I mean, I can try and get it back.
You can try, yeah. You're never getting it back. And it's but speaking of virginity, Lucas, I believe you have a choice quote about anime.
Oh yeah. So I'll
look at that, smooth ass segue.
Let's transition this over to a different discussion, shall we?
Yes, I want to talk about.
I have to get my phone out because I sent it to you on Messenger, which isn't available on PC for like Facebook privacy fucking up reasons and shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact, yeah. So I'll find that and I'll find this tweet.
Yeah, eat a dick, Facebook.
So
well, I can set the scene.
I've got the tweet, but you set the scene for us, Karl.
Yeah, this is a now legendary tweet that Lucas just happened upon whilst just doing his rounds on the internet as you do. And I heard it, did not believe it was real, saw that it was real, cringed into a ball when we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Lucas, the tweet in question.
So this is a tweet from Black D Gamer One, and they've put this on a public forum. I'm gonna fucking call it out.
Yeah, that's the one. Yes, like we wouldn't ordinarily call someone out, but they put this out there publicly, and as we're about to find out, have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, quintupled, sextupled, sextupled, like whatever you want to do. They've gone all the way down.
They have died on this hill, yeah.
They are currently in China figuring out how to dig into thin air to keep going.
So the original tweet says, if all your common knowledge of anime is Demon Slayer, Naruto, Inuyasha, Bleach, One Piece, Fate, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Gundam, My Hero Academia, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Ghost in the Shell, then you're not an anime fan. Normies, stay the fuck out of anime. And for context, the gif that he put underneath this is Goku powering up to Super Saiyan.
Like, for no reason.
It's like, you couldn't have put an anime gif in there that isn't one of the animes you fucking listed.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, just off that first tweet, Carl, let's just go.
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, if you are a fan of something, you're a fan of it.
Yeah.
Like, if you like Dragon Ball, and that's the only anime you've seen, and you say you like anime because you like Dragon Ball, that is a perfectly acceptable position to have. Like, you like that anime, so therefore you do like anime in some form. Same with, like, and it's weird how just visual media, like films and shit like that, you don't get it with films. Like, you can say, like, oh, I like movies. I like books.
Yes, but I think especially with movies, you still open yourself up to those people who are like, oh yeah, but how many Scorsese films have you watched? Like, what do you think of the best movies ever? And blah, blah, blah. You still get that to some extent, but it's not quite as prevalent, I don't think.
They also, as well, don't smell as bad, in my experience. I've met some I don't like to stereotype, but fucking anime fans that stink. There's a reason you go to anime conventions and they have signs on the door saying, please use your shower.
Yeah, it's not great. And any geeky convention kind of thing that I've been to, regardless of whether it's like anime, card games, comics, video games, wear deodorant and shower, please.
Yeah, they fucking stink. Also, as well, for anyone wondering, this guy is 100% serious because he doubled, as mentioned, he went all the way down. Like, he is completely 100% serious that if you only like surface level anime, I guess is like a way to refer to it.
Popular anime is what you want to say, Carl, yeah.
Yeah, you are not a fan of this medium.
Yeah, and that's just fuck right off. That is gatekeeping at its scummiest of just like, oh, hey, people that like clearly popular things, fuck off. It's like, no, you enjoy it. You can enjoy it all you want.
My favorite thing about this sort of thing as well is if you asked him how he got into anime, his answer will probably be, oh, I watched an episode of Dragon Ball as a kid and liked it.
No, his answer would have been like, I watched Sword Art Online on my own accord and no one had ever told me about anime. And even Sword Art Online is fucking popular. I don't do rah 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 or some shit like that, like something more obscure, but yeah.
Yeah, his answer would be that he watched Dragon Ball or One Piece or something like that as a kid,
more than likely,
cool and decided to explore it. At which point, it's almost like watching the popular things is how you get into the other stuff.
Yeah, and I told you recently that I experienced this like back in my days at uni where I, again, enjoyed things like One Piece and Dragon Ball and went, oh, I've really enjoyed animes that I've watched. I should watch some more animes. How should I do that? Maybe I'll ask anime fans. So I went to an anime society in university and immediately got berated with people like, well, you haven't watched this, have you? And what do you like then? Dragon Ball? And it's like, yeah, and I'm here to ask you and watch other anime with you that isn't Dragon Ball. Like, I'm trying to make an effort and I'm getting shut down immediately.
Yeah. So it's gatekeepers are the worst of anything because the way it works is like, one of the reasons it cracks me up is because these people, when they're like the people with gatekeeping, will simultaneously bitch that no one's a proper fan, while also saying, why don't more people like this?
Yeah.
They'll get annoyed that was not like, for example, more girls who like anime, and then they will berate and bitch out every girl they meet who says they like anime because they don't like the right anime.
Yeah.
And I'm always reminded of when I was hanging out with one of my exes at we went to a casual gaming competition.
Mm-hmm.
They told the story before, but like my ex-girlfriend, yeah, she's pretty good looking. Like, you know, she dated me, so yeah. And I put out that I fucking swing with all my girlfriends. So she was like, you know, top tier creme de la creme woman going out with this lot. That's why she was slumming it with me at a gaming. And she fucking loved Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Loved it. Absolutely adored Mortal Kombat. Played all the games. And I went to the bar to get a drink, and she got talking to a guy there.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her, and I was like doing that thing because I told her before the event, like, you're gonna get talked to by weird dudes, because she put on like a really like short dress, did all the makeup. So like, you are gonna get every guy there trying to talk to you the moment I leave your side. She's like, no, well, happen straight away. So I'm at the bar watching this happen, and I see that she has a conversation with this guy, and then she looked kind of uncomfortable. So then I go over and say, oh hi, yeah, like take her by the hand, we walk away, and that's what happened. And she said, yeah, he asked me why I was there. I said, I'm here because I like games. And I said I was with my boyfriend. That didn't seem to matter to him. So fair play to that guy. And I said that I like Mortal Kombat. And I shit you not, the guy said to her, oh, you like Mortal Kombat? What's the input for Sub-Zero's fatality?
Oh.
And it's just like, I wouldn't have believed it unless I, like, you know, witnessed it happen and heard firsthand from her.
Yeah.
Like what he did. And I just thought to that guy, he was there talking to a girl, an attractive girl at an event that he was clearly having a lot of fun at, who shared an interest in something he clearly enjoyed. And his first response was to give her shit about it. And I can only think that he walked away from that encounter annoyed at her.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Not at himself, but at her.
Well, I can imagine the like following conversation that he has walking back over to his friends, going,
He didn't have any friends,
well, okay, walking over to other random people that he was trying to become friends with and going, can you believe that girl? She came to this Mortal Kombat thing and didn't know Sub-Zero's input for his fatality. Oh, God. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you can enjoy something and not be, like, you know, just absolutely obsessed with it in all forms.
Yeah,
but
exactly. There are different levels of both enjoyment and interaction you can have with something. Like, just because you're a mega fan that spends all of their time just delving into every part of this one single subject doesn't mean other people who like it have to do the same thing. Yeah,
but just keep in mind as well, like, you know for a fact, like, because we've all met that guy. If you play games, you've met that guy. He is probably one of the people who gets annoyed that no girl shares his interests.
Yeah,
and he had the perfect opportunity to speak to a girl who shared his interests, and he fucked it up instantly.
Yeah, within moments. And I often see it specifically with like gaming communities and fighting game communities. Yeah, a lot of people are like that, but then get annoyed that there's not much of a fan base playing the game anymore.
Yeah, like they scare off every person who tries to get involved, and then loudly wonder why no one plays the game.
Yeah, and it's like, I wonder. Because I've had very, very few experiences where I've gone to like a competition or something a bit more like hardcore for something nerdy and not immediately just been questioned about my like fandom.
Yeah,
it's really shitty. Like, it really is.
It's like, way to grow your community, bro.
Yeah.
And it's oh god, I was going to say something then. I was reminded of something. Now I forgot what it was. Damn.
Well, while you try to remember,
okay,
I was just going to say, so just I will just read out the following tweets. Oh,
yeah, the follow-ups to it.
So just so people get a bit of context of like what this guy's going on in his head. Like, the first reply.
Let's get into his mind space. Yeah.
Let's get into his mind space. Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit chilly in my house. Sorry, I'm following out. I'm bored. I'm just a bit chilly.
So it seems like a lot of idiots miss the point of this post. Yeah, call everyone idiots straight away. Cool. What I'm saying is that if that's the only shows you watch and nothing else, then that's a problem. The main reason I said this is because of a bullshit article about Kill la Kill. That's archive.md, the uncomfortable hypocrisy of Kill la Kill. I haven't read the article, but I don't care what he thinks about Kill la Kill. He's calling out every single person that just watches popular animes.
Yeah.
If you're mad at what I just said, just to let you know, I don't care. You're free to disagree with me, and you want to have a conversation about this. I really don't care about the name calling. Also, most anti-tubers suck balls.
Oh, I think it means anime tubers.
Oh, Anitubers. Yeah, sorry, I thought you said
Anti-YouTubers
anti-tubers.
sounds great though. Anti-YouTubers.
Uh, another tweet. Just want to remind folks that gatekeeping your fandoms is a good thing.
Yeah. Bear in mind, gatekeeping the term means actively keeping people out of it. And I've talked before about this in regards to gaming, but it applies to like any niche. I don't even want to use niche in regards to this because it's pop culture now. It's popular.
Yeah.
Fucking name. But whenever you see some weird man, it's always a fucking man who says it, like, oh, not enough people like proper fans of games or like whatever the fuck. I hate casual like mobile gamers. A girl says, "Well, I'm a gamer. I play games. So I play Animal Crossing. You're not a real gamer."
Yeah,
Those casual fans are the reason your favorite media exists. Because if it's not for those casual fans, and the people just buying the game and interacting with it. Like for example, let's use fighting games. I love Dragon Ball Fighters. I adore Dragon Ball Fighters. I love that game so much. But I guess like the community of people who play online at the moment is like 10,000.
A small number in comparison to the overall sales of the game.
Yeah, like the actual community of people still playing that game online is probably just a couple of thousand people. But that game sold 3 million copies. And because it sold 3 million copies, not because 3 million people wanted to play the game online and get super fucking into it. It's because they like Dragon Ball and wanted to play a Dragon Ball fighting game. And the reason that game is still being supported and getting DLC is not for those 10,000 people still playing online.
No.
It's for the 3 million people who bought it who just like Dragon Ball.
Again, like we are literally talking about, fighting games, and we started the podcast talking about, oh yeah, Smash Bros. Ultimate News is coming tonight. That game isn't getting supported because, as you say, like 10,000 or 50,000 people play online still and get really deep into the game and want competitions and stuff. It's because it sold like 18 million copies and is the most successful fighting game of all time. That's why they're supporting that game for 3+ years.
Because they know that if they release that DLC, like 2 million people are going to buy it.
Yeah, every time they launch a Steve from Minecraft is now in Smash or Sephiroth is coming, another 100,000 people are going to go buy that game, or 1 million people, or whatever, depending on the character.
And those just use those million people, just to throw out a random number, buying that DLC is going to fund development on the game, which is then going to continue being supported for that 10,000 people fucking playing it online.
Exactly, yeah, and
then buried amongst that 10,000, there are people like, I fucking hate casual fans. I don't like, or when they talk to me, I like Smash. I play with items. You don't play Smash properly.
Yeah.
They're the fucking reason the game exists. It would not have been made if not for those casual fans showing that it has a big enough audience to release it and justify
the couple 100,000 people that play Smash without items are not the reason those games get made.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. And it's the same with the most fucking money-making thing at the moment in the world of just, like, Marvel movies. Like, Marvel movies are not getting made. Not movies like Endgame. Endgame isn't getting made because of hardcore Marvel fans.
No, it's getting made because of the casual audience that watches it.
And it's God damn, that thing earned $2 billion or whatever it fucking was. And that wasn't because of comic book fans.
No. But when you tell them that, they'll get mad. It's like, no, why? And then they'll wonder out loud, why don't they cater towards my specific, highly limited interests? It's because if they did that, there'd be an audience for that of 10,000 people. Yeah. And that's why, for example, with anime, you've probably seen when you try and buy anime DVDs and stuff, they cost £200-300.
Oh, yeah.
They are aimed at that, hyper specific part of the consumer base. And you could not find an anime fan who does not fucking hate that. They all bitch about the fact that anime costs so much. And it's like, that's because it's super fucking niche. If it was more popular, like Dragon Ball, even though Dragon Ball's super expensive.
Yeah.
If it was more popular, and this is the thing, more people, it's becoming more popular now, stuff like Crunchyroll and stuff like that, it would be easier for you to access.
Well, that's the thing, is because it's becoming more popular, we're getting things like the Funimation app and the Crunchyroll app, and they're getting more high-profile things on there, which then just is that constant loop of they're getting things like Dragon Ball on, which gets more people in, which gets more people into the anime. And it's like the entire reason all of this, these good things are happening for things you enjoy is because there's casual fans.
So for that dickhead, the whole reason that those niche interests, like those super inside, like anime shows that you watch, even have the fucking ability to exist, is because of the casual fans funding the entire industry and letting people invest in it and showing that it's something you should invest in. You directly benefit from those casual fans while shitting on them.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
It really is. And a lot of the time, you know, you can even see shit like the Pokemon Sword and Shield controversies, where like those like niche amount of people got really wound up on the internet. That core community get really annoyed of like, well, every Pokemon isn't going to be in there. Like the national Dex is not going to be in this Pokemon game. Fuck Game Freak. I'm never buying a game from them ever again. Which is a lie. They all fucking bought it. But then it's like the second highest selling Pokemon game of all time.
Yeah, almost like the games aren't made for that audience, and if they were, it'd be a shit game because it would not have the budget, marketing, or it might even get released. Nintendo did like marketing and found out, okay, so who buys it? Competitive players. So let's say again that number of 10,000.
Yeah.
So that's 10,000 people buy it, 50 quid. So we can potentially make 50,000 or 5 million. Would it be 10,000 times
500 grand? 500,000.
Okay, it's 500, half a million. I'm really bad at math. Sorry, off the top of my head. Okay, we need to make it, and most products get released. They want to make at least 50% profit. So the budget for it's 250 grand.
Yeah.
Could you make Pokemon for 250 grand? No. Could you make Smash Bros for 250 grand? No. Could you make Endgame for 250 grand? No.
Not at all.
Could you make Dragon Ball for No, you couldn't make anything for that amount of money. Like anything big.
Yeah.
And if there wasn't like that, those big things in the thing, like, you know, funneling money into that, and then casual fans, like, you know, potentially finding all the, like, the more niche stuff, the less well-known stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
that people would so actively campaign against something that benefits them in every, it makes the thing they love. It gives it more money.
And that's something I've seen a lot about Game Pass lately. If like people constantly going, well, Game Pass means people aren't buying games anymore. It's cannibalizing the market. It's like lowering sales. It's making things worse for the developers. Like, Microsoft aren't going to be able to keep doing it because they're going to be hemorrhaging money, buying like licenses for all these games. And then you actually look at what Microsoft and developers are saying, and they're like, people are playing more games, people are buying more games, people are spending longer playing games, and it's like, you buy Game Pass because you see, oh, okay, well, the Gears 5 is on Game Pass. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Gears 5 costs 50 quid anyway. That gets me 5 months of Game Pass. But when you're done with Gears 5, you've got 4 months left on Game Pass, and you've got all of these games that you would have never touched.
You've also got 50 quid saved. I know it's not safe, you're still spending on the game, but you've got, you know, more money. Because like subscription services, that's how they work, isn't it? Like people, it's like saying, oh, people with Netflix don't go to the cinema.
Yeah.
They're still going to go to the fucking cinema. It's like, oh, I like fucking ordering from Just Eat. Just because you get takeaways from Just Eat means you're not going to go to a restaurant. It's like, of course I'm going to go to a restaurant. It's the same thing on paper, but there's like a different experience around it.
And that's the thing is, because I'm not going to see a game that costs 15 quid and it's like an indie game that I've vaguely heard of. Someone mentioned it once and said, oh yeah, that's a good game, check it out. I'm probably not in that mind space and like the financial space to go, well, I'll just drop 15 quid on it. But when it's just sitting there on Game Pass, it's going to take me 10 minutes to download and I can try it there with the cost already included. I'm going to go try it out.
You give it a swing. But I would love to continue this conversation. I'm going to go for a quick bathroom break.
Yeah, cool.
Give me 1 minute. So for my chat, I guess, just chat.
So I'm going to just give a quick little clap and then I'm going to read through my chat and not really like talk too much while Carl takes a break, just so I can cut for the audio version. So yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out for like any questions that I might be able to bring into the Q&A or anything like that. So feel free to just drop one in chat now if you want to.
we go.
There we go.
So that was fast. There it is. You know, the quick and often, the small wood way.
So I'm going to just do a quick little clap again for the audio.
Yeah, this is for visual watchers. Visual watchers. For what people watching, this is for the audio thing, so Lucas can edit that out. Yeah. Oh, so we're back, and something that I wanted to mention, I remembered what it is I was going to talk about or bring up.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know, like gamers, fans, gatekeeping dickheads,
yes.
simultaneously lamenting the fact that nobody enjoys the thing that they do, whilst actively discouraging people from entering the community. And we mentioned Smash Bros, which reminded me, I want to talk about the Smash Bros documentary. Do you recall that?
Oh, yeah.
Famous 4-hour documentary about Smash Bros, which is, I recommend watching it because it's fascinating, but it has aged incredibly poorly, which is why I think it's worth watching.
Yeah, I've rewatched it since a lot of the Smash controversy came out, like last year, and it's glorifying a lot of Smash Bros players in a way that is not good to do anymore, for sure. It looks very poor in context, but when you take into the account like the fact that it was made 6 years ago or whatever, it's actually a very well done documentary.
It was all fan done, wasn't it? And they get like
yeah.
Go super deep and inside. It's like one of those early like, video essays, I guess. But the reason, I think it's just called the Smash Bros documentary. Just
yeah, I think so. And if not, if you YouTube search Smash Bros documentary, it will be like that 4-part thing that comes up, and it's talking mainly about the melee scene.
Yes, but one of the reasons I think it's worth a watch today, even if you're not interested in it, is because so many Smash Bros fans still hold it up as like, whenever the community gets criticized, like, no, it's really good. It highlights how inclusive the Smash Bros community is. And there is a part of that documentary that is just so harrowing to watch. And you know what bit I'm talking about, don't you, Lucas?
I presume you're talking about the bit where they have the one interview with a female, I believe, at like Milk Tea, is it?
It may be, yeah. I don't recall.
I don't not 100% sure on her, like, handle, like the fake name they come up with,
Yeah, but like throughout the entire documentary, they have interviews with all the Smash Bros players, and like you just look and it's like, oh yeah, the Smash Bros. And they talk about how diverse the Smash Bros community is in terms of race. It is.
Yeah, and they talk about how much they all try to be inclusive with one another and like gain friendships over time through going to different events and things like that.
And then across like international boundaries as well. So there's Japanese players and then like American players and there's European players.
Yeah,
and it's a big melting pot of like multiple ethnicities, but there's not a single woman, in that interview.
Well, there's that one interview with a woman, yeah.
Up until like 2.5 hours in. So for 2.5 hours, they don't have a single woman talk on camera.
Yeah.
One. 50% of the population is completely fucking ignored. Apparently, women don't play games. They do.
They definitely do, yeah.
They definitely do. They definitely play Smash as well.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about it at all. It's not referenced until you get to about 2.5 hours in. And what happens, Lucas?
So they interview one woman who, again, like I'm not 100% sure on the name of, but like all that happens is like, did you play Melee? Yes. Okay, do you play Melee anymore? No. Okay, well, like, what happened? And essentially, if I'm getting this right, Carl, it was essentially down to, the language and the terminology and the mentality of the players.
Yeah, it's very boisterous, very like boys club mentality. Also, the word rape is thrown around as just a pejorative, just a term. And they have this really telling scene where they ask someone straight up, "Yeah, do you feel bad about using this language?" And the guy just goes, "Oh, it's just the way it's always been."
Yeah.
Directly after, the one female player interviewed in the thing says, "I stopped playing this game because of the language being used because it made me feel unwelcome as a woman in this community." And they're like,
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. And that is the thing because, okay, especially with the case of like that documentary, you see a lot of those players started when they were younger, and it could have been one of those moments where it's like, look, no one's ever really brought this to our attention, but this is something we should talk about. This is something we should stop doing, and this is something we can learn from. And you've got a quote from one of the ex-players who was female who said, that is like pretty much the reason I stopped playing. It made me uncomfortable. You could have gone, hands up, okay, this is awful. This is something we should change. And instead, they were, whatever.
Yeah, it's the way it's always been. But keep in mind, this documentary is put forward by fans and the people in it as a showcase of how open and inclusive the Smash Bros community is and why people watching at home should get into it and go to local tournaments and scenes.
Yeah, it was essentially meant to be like a promotional documentary in one way or another, yeah.
Like, oh, if you like this, like if you like what you see, go check out your local scene. Apparently, unless you're a woman.
Apparently so.
Automatically writing off 50% of the population.
I mean, I guess not that. It's just, you can be a woman, you just have to sit there and be made uncomfortable because three people throw terms around like that all the time.
And then when they're asked to examine their behaviour, just immediately turn hostile.
Yeah. And again, as I said, that scene was brought up by a lot of people that were like, you know, young teenagers at the time, and I get that maybe they didn't really know how bad the things they were saying were at the time, and it kind of became a little bit ingrained within it. But yeah, that should have been moments where they get called out and try to better themselves for it, and it's just no.
It's no, and they still defend it to this day. There's people out there still defend that sort of thing to this day.
And it's a lot worse when you now have the modern context of all of this sexual harassment stuff that came out about the Smash Bros community and especially like the Melee community specifically.
Yeah, and the fact that it was being run by like, you know, old hands who use their clout and reputation within the community to just like, you know, abuse and otherwise take advantage of newer players. Again, which adds that thing of like, oh yeah, if you're young and you want to play Smash Bros, come to your local community, and you find out like fucking everyone involved is a huge piece of shit.
And like obviously not everyone was like actually, you know, sexually harassing people, but at the same time, it sounds like a lot of those people knew about what was going on and chose to stay silent.
And that it was as well, just a known factor. But it's just really funny. Like it's a perfect as well example and encapsulation. Like funny in that way, like, you know, the macabre, just a way of like, like darkly humorous, I should say. So it's not funny that like, you know, it's that kind of stuff gets bandied around. It's just funny in that dark way of they're simultaneously saying, why is our community so small when it's so accepting and open, whilst in the same breath defending using language that actively diminishes and makes women feel unwelcome.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, oh god, it's so weird to see how like just, I don't know, blatantly ignorant they are about it, and then they also have the balls to sit there and go, why don't people play this more?
Yeah, it's great. It's like one of those things. It is hilarious seeing juxtaposed next to one another, simultaneously saying, why don't more people play this game? The community is super open and welcoming while throwing around slurs that make people feel unwelcome and uncomfortable.
Yeah. God.
It's great. But like I feel, you know, that's a good way, like good place to end it. Just know Smash Bros sucks ass. Come out with Smash Bros fans. Melee sucks. Eat a dick.
Yeah, the community clearly has fucking issues. And I think at this point it might just be beyond repair. But also, like, let's get hyped for fucking new Smash Bros. Ultimate character, I guess.
Exactly, yes. So, but as usual, we'll end with Q&A.
Yeah.
So we'll riff for a couple of minutes while, you know, the Q&A filters through in our chats. And if people want to ask Lucas questions, you can put !Lucas in my chat to find his stream. And I'll pick a couple of questions, Lucas pick a couple of questions, and we'll go through those in a couple of minutes. But before that, Lucas, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I will just do the usual plug for anyone that's used to this podcast, and it's just that you can find me and my gaming content at LegendOfKanto, both on Twitch and YouTube.
You can indeed, yes, and I think you just Carl Smallwood, you'll find me.
There we go. You'll find
it's
Carl.
It's super fucking easy, isn't it? And then people watching the stream right now, in about 2-3 hours, me and Lucas will be playing Borderlands 2 on stream.
Yeah.
And we're going to play through the whole story, I think, yeah?
Yeah, like the plan is to at least complete the campaign, I guess.
Like do the campaign together, and
Yeah,
that will be going up on our respective channels, so you can see the playthrough from our respective points of view
exactly.
on our channels. So if you like listening to this after the fact and think, why should I give a shit about that? You can go watch, presumably an archive of that stream on one of our channels.
You can, yeah, and we'll be, as we said, sticking through the campaign and completing Borderlands 2 to the best of our abilities.
Because that is a fun game. And as well, speaking of, what's the word now? Representation and inclusivity,
Yeah.
Borderlands is weirdly good for that.
Uh,
Like, there's
yeah.
so many characters in that game who are just gay, and it's just never common. It's just they're just gay,
Yeah.
and it's not made a big deal of
Guess
at
what,
all.
Carl? Gay people exist.
Like,
I know.
Hamlock
I'm
is just
not. I know that you know that, obviously. But yeah, it's weird that like so many people get weirded out when it's like, but that character's gay and they didn't even mention it. It's like, yeah, because why? I don't walk around telling everyone I'm straight. Like,
it's like people
why
can
would
be
gay
gay.
people do the same? You know what I mean?
And that's one of the neat things about Borderlands, where just like a lot of characters are just gay and it's never commented upon. And then
Mm.
you just like Hammerlock, for example, he'll just mention in conversations like an ex-boyfriend.
Oh right, yeah, yeah,
You never make a big deal out of it.
yeah,
And I like that because that's I feel the best way to handle that sort of thing. If like, don't even make a big deal out of it. Just put it in the game. If people don't like it, they can fuck off.
exactly, yeah. Oh dear, and
And then you
also
have
like I do have a question I want to address.
okay, yeah, sure.
I've seen one
So
in chat earlier on,
there we go. We're just gonna get a question. Go for it.
and it's someone asking for the Soul Silver playthrough on my YouTube channel. Are we going
Okay.
all the way to red? And the
It's got
answer,
it's the final trainer.
well, yeah, we're finishing the game. However, like spoilers for anyone that does see
Yeah.
this on Friday, the episode is called finale because we're gonna beat the champion Lance,
And we're gonna make it. That's the joke.
and that's just because Carl asked me, please, before we go to Kanto, make an episode called like the final episode, just so people think that we don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
and just to troll with people. So yeah, the next episode to go live is actually called like finale, just to dick around with people a bit.
To see how many people like, do you not know you can go to Kanto? It's like it's the most famous twist in all of video games. Yes, we know. But it is funny to see like the kind of people like, how do you not know this? We do. It's a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a joke.
So I'm excited to see how that joke lands. I am.
And we have one here. What do you think of Martin Scorsese's take on streaming services and Marvel movies? Did you see this?
I haven't seen what this must be specifically referring to. I know ages ago Scorsese said he doesn't really like Marvel films and thinks that they're just like fucking roller coasters or some shit.
Yeah, like he's an old man yelling at cloud now, where
Yeah.
he wrote this long article about streaming services are bad for cinema because then you let the algorithm decide what you like, and no longer do you get to experience cinema as it's intended. It's like, fuck off, Marty.
Yeah.
Like, dick. Like, it's fucking movies. Get over yourself.
That is man pissed off that technology is changing the way his business his industry is working. It's almost as if sometimes you have to adjust.
It's like when you see all that stuff like Christopher Nolan getting pissed off that cinema is not going to be a thing. It's like, oh yeah, the experience of cinema is something that can't be replicated. It's like, yeah, but fuck off, we're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
This is the way things are now. Deal with it.
God.
I respect him as a filmmaker, but fuck you. Get off your high horse. It's a movie at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is, and like, just because streaming services exist doesn't mean that theaters won't. And like, the pandemic might mean theaters won't, but like, streaming services weren't the end of theaters and the end of people wanting to go to theaters.
Yeah. Also, the key thrust of his argument is that if you let the algorithm decide what people watch, that will decide what movies get made. And keep in mind as well, Martin Scorsese comes from a time when marginalized people and voices from minorities were largely ignored in cinema.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, every big director is a fucking white man.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming services are allowing those voices to finally be heard because there is now the algorithm that he hates so much. He's showing that people give a fuck about that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we've got, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the Winter Soldier. There was a great article about that I read where it's the showrunner is like, finally, I get to tell a black story. And I'm picking up the gauntlet, or not the gauntlet, but I'm picking up the ball that Ryan Coogler had, and I'm going to run with it, of showing that, like,
For what?
Ryan Coogler, the ball that he picked up.
No, like for what show? Sorry, or what movie?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, Falcon. I thought you were talking about the Winter Soldier, like the movie that
Oh,
came
sorry,
out.
no. Falcon
Right.
and the Winter
Okay.
Soldier. Like, it's
I
going to
was
be
like, did I miss something in the Winter Soldier?
no, it's going to be
okay.
it's going to be like a black story. It's like, it's ostensibly about Sam Wilson, and I
Yeah.
love as well that subtly indicates that just the Winter Soldier is an honorary black guy. Wakanda,
Yeah, true. To be fair, yeah.
Like, if anyone can claim, do you know that excuse, I've got a black friend, it's fucking the Winter Soldier.
He did get away with living in Wakanda for a while, yeah.
Yeah, everyone in Wakanda knows his name, but that one. And I don't think something like that would have got made if not for streaming services.
No.
Because it has been proven and shown time and time again that Hollywood, as like, just an abstract entity, did not want to let those voices be heard.
Yeah.
Until they realize it's profitable. So I look at it from that kind of thing. Of when you see someone lamenting, oh yeah, the age of cinema is over. We don't want don't let the algorithm decide what you do and do not listen to, because it's going to result in just blockbuster movies and superheroes stuff being made.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that was getting before was just all fucking white dudes.
Yeah.
So it means that marginalized people and minority people get the chance to make movies and have their stories be told. So fucking be it.
Yeah, exactly. And it opens that avenue up to a lot more people, because not everything has to be a huge blockbuster movie.
Or a huge, cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to eat fast food.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And it's just, I just cannot read it and just read the excerpts and just see his thing without thinking, old man yells at cloud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. When I hear those takes from someone like Scorsese, it's like, you're just mad that things are changing.
Yeah. It's also you're mad that your slice of the pie is getting marginally smaller.
Yeah.
Because other people are now allowed to join this once exclusive club.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I used to run this fucking place. It's like, well, you don't anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, Martin. You're great. The films you make are great anyway. I don't know much about him as a person, but sounds like he's a bit bitter nowadays.
He's just like Christopher Nolan. He's just super salty.
Yeah.
He's so mad that cinema's not a thing anymore, or that he's not going to be a thing for a while. He's so fucking pissed off that Tenet didn't do well.
It's like, but surely he a lot of that comes down to the way Nolan treated all that, because he's the one that was pushing to make sure that it saw release in theaters and shit during a pandemic, and
then he got mad that it didn't do very well. And
it's like you shot yourself in the foot there a bit, mate.
I still like, though, that people, just to piss off Christopher Nolan, are watching stuff like Dunkirk on their iPhones. Someone managed to find a way to watch all of Dunkirk on their Apple Watch. He's a big proponent of cinema and aspect ratios and stuff. It's like, no, fuck it, I'm watching it on my Apple Watch.
Oh, God.
There's nothing you can do to stop this. Which is really funny. So you got a question in your chat?
Yeah, quick one is what colour is my hair today? It's blue and pink still, but it was just a bit greasy today and I didn't have time to wash it, so I wanted to hat on. Not going to lie about it.
My hair's a bit of a mess, but I'm going for a jog in a sec. I'm going to go straight for a jog for food and then get a quick shower.
But yeah, someone else said, how long did it take to grow my beard? I don't know.
That's a couple of days of that growth here for you.
Because I've had a beard for a long time.
You have, yeah.
I don't. It's a hard thing to quantify, because I've had a beard for 10 years straight. But then, you trim it down, let it grow, blah, blah, blah. But I've not been clean shaven for the longest amount of time. I would guess this is probably a month or two of growing and trimming if I did it from fresh, but I have no clue at all. Because I've had a beard for 10 years. I don't know how quickly it grows.
We've got no idea, have we? But I can't grow a beard. I have to shave every day, but I can't grow a beard.
Yeah, I know quite a few people like that where it's like, oh, well, my facial hair grows really quickly, but also really spotty. So I can't even just get away with leaving it for a bit.
Yeah, I'll never be able to do that. But I'm not fussed. I prefer to be clean shaven. My girlfriend prefers me to be clean shaven, so it works out fine.
Yeah.
But have a quick look then. Questions going through. What is the most wholesome community you have ever experienced? I'm trying to think. The last thing, probably the gym. I wouldn't say it's not particularly a community, but when I've been to the gym, like you often hear horror stories about people there being like really unwelcoming
That's
or
kind of the
rough.
side I've experienced personally, yeah.
But I've never not once been to the gym and not been able to find someone who can like help or give me advice. Like at least before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like generally, if you ask someone for help or to spot you or to like watch your form or to give you advice, most of the people there are happy to do it. In fact, see it as a compliment.
Fair enough, yeah.
Like as in the one that I found, or the experience that I've had is the bigger and scarier looking the guy, the nicer they tend to be. Like when you go up to like
I
big buff dude, usually it's like
sometimes yes, sometimes no. The people I've spoken to in the gym that I was at, some people very nice, friendly, approachable. Other people will like walk over to you and just basically be like, "I'm bigger than you. Get off my fucking machine." And yeah, I've had that a couple of times, and obviously I've had more nice experiences than
good.
not. But the
Okay.
ones where people like bully you off a machine definitely stand out a bit more to me.
Okay, fair enough. Like, and it's that thing of you have to play it by ear, and not everyone's
Yeah.
going to be nice. But at the same time, I think more than anything, just I've had more positive interactions going to the gym than I've had. Like we talked earlier, didn't we? Like gaming stuff.
Well,
Something I like.
I was actually going to bring up a gaming community, and that is the Destiny community.
Okay.
And the Destiny community, like from my experience, is generally just very welcoming and willing to help people out. You obviously have to be careful, like with, for example, I'm talking about like, oh, going on a looking for group post
Mhm.
and seeing somebody go like, oh yeah, we're gonna try the raid out and like, yeah, have a chill raid and just try and get through it. Those are the
Mhm.
people you want to play with, not the ones going like, you must be this power level, know what to do, blah blah. Like avoid shit like that and obviously have a bit of common sense. But for the most part, when I've joined in with a group and like talked to them, everybody's like really chilled out and very like inclusive, willing to help
Mhm.
others learn and stuff like that. I've always had really good experiences with that kind of thing, and it's been a hugely uncommon occurrence where anybody hasn't been nice. Like 1% of interactions have been bad, maybe.
Yeah. It's like eat a dick anime community. You need to get on the level of bodybuilders and Destiny fans because that's how you fucking grow a community, man. Just be
Oh yeah,
nice. If you're nice, people want to hang out with you.
exactly, yeah.
If
And
people have
I think
experience,
it
game.
does say a lot where you see a lot on like the Destiny Reddit of people going like, "Oh my god, like thank you for being such a nice community," and then that makes other people go, "Oh well, maybe I will try out playing with random people," and it just kind of it fosters itself at the end.
Yeah, and then I guess like one last question from yours, Lucas. What we got?
Uh, I am not sure, but give me one moment.
Have a scroll. Have a little scroll. Oh, he's doing it. He's scrolling. He's searching. He's scheming.
There's nothing that stands out to me. If you've got any questions that you can find,
Okay, one last one then.
yeah.
People just like, do you play Watch Dogs? No. That's a really easy one. It's someone just asks a question when you can't like when it's just a yes or no.
Yeah,
It isn't this motherfucking community. Keep in mind, like my general like the only time I've like actively interacted with the fan community is like the live event, which is nice. I just didn't want to sound like a prick
yeah,
by saying this community.
yeah. And that's the thing is like
Nice.
generally when I've interacted with most fans of this community, it's been good. But yeah,
Yeah, I just didn't want to sound like a prick by saying this one.
it's yeah really bad luck on yourself to be like, yeah, I think we're the best.
Yeah. So, and as well, I don't think the person asking the question wanted me to say that.
It
That seems a bit like, full of myself. They probably wanted me like,
does, yeah.
outside of it. But yeah, like everyone, most of the people, in fact, really nice. But it's just, as you mentioned, like the negative experiences stick out in your head. They're also more fun to talk about.
They are a lot more interesting to talk about. Yeah, they make for a better podcast than, hey, people were nice to me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that just sounds like braggartly. Like the British part, the British part of me, it's like when you watch, it's the difference between American sitcoms and British sitcoms, where
Hmm.
you look at an American sitcom, it's like, oh, I'm so smart and wonderful, good with a PhD and having a big dick.
Yeah.
It's like, I fucking hate that character.
Yeah.
Like, then you look at British sitcoms, it's like, you know, downtrodden. You feel sorry for them, like, you empathize with them. That's what you want.
Yeah. Like, I definitely think that British people enjoy a humble person, an underdog type character, rather than somebody who's very full of themselves.
Exactly, yes. We can end it on that. British people are more humble. Go.
Or maybe not more humble, but we enjoy humble characters more. British people are assholes.
They are, yes, especially abroad.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll be back again in a couple hours with some Borderlands 2.
Yeah, and I don't like to break up the podcast or anything, but like while we're just holding off, like anyone that like has donated and subbed and stuff, like thank you very much. But I don't like to individually call everyone out as we're podcasting. It breaks up things a lot, but yeah, it's much appreciated.
Also, yeah, what Lucas said. That's a good answer too. I'll use that one too. See everyone in a couple hours.